Hey YouTube, it's me Casey and I'm back with another video. And in this video I'm going to be talking about how the Wii U tablet controller or gamepad can be beneficial to the future of gaming. Now, when going into seeing what the Wii U controller was all about, when I first seen it at 2011's E3 press conference for Nintendo, I didn't know what it was all about. I thought it was a straight up peripheral for the Nintendo Wii. Not because after the fact that I seen the HD visuals and all that stuff for the Nintendo Wii U or whatever, that I thought that, oh, this is still a peripheral. It was because I seen New Super Mario Brothers. You get what I'm saying? And I seen the games for Wii Fit U, but we didn't know that it was Wii Fit U. We still thought it was like Wii Fit and New Super Mario Brothers on the Nintendo Wii with this new peripheral. That's the only reason why I thought that it was a peripheral for the console. So once they revealed that this is all together and it's called the Nintendo Wii U, and that it's a console in the gaming controller or the gaming tablet or the gamepad or whatever, I was like, okay. And then I had mixed feelings about it, only for like a week, and I finally started to think about it. That's like a huge DS, It's got double screens and all that stuff. So here we are, we're finally almost at the launch of the Nintendo Wii U. And people still don't understand the concept of that second screen. Nintendo call it asymmetric gaming. I just calling detaching the Nintendo DS and moving the bottom screen around. You get what I'm saying? That's what I call it. So they basically had this idea for the Nintendo DS for a long time, and they couldn't figure out a way to go about it. So that's why they probably came out with it for the Nintendo Wii U. And the reason why it's probably a weird kind of console is because newcomers are actually working for the Nintendo Wii U. They're trying to craft this system. They came up with the ideas. I think I heard at last year's E3 that it was mainly the higher ups that kind of took a step back to see what their younger team could do, because they were actually trying to train them up for the Nintendo Wii U. Not the Nintendo Wii U, but just the new Nintendo console that they were going to be creating. They wanted to train that team up so that, when they fall dead, sorry, that will be the day, that they fall dead, Nintendo will still be alive and well. So that's why this console may seem a little bit stranger than usual Nintendo things that they normally have going on. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, we finally are here. We're almost here at the launch of the Nintendo Wii U, and people still don't understand that it's basically a big DS. You have people saying, oh, it's another gimmick. Here goes another gimmick with Nintendo. Even though they never really gave the Wii a chance. The Wii could have been a great system, and I believe that the motion controls actually worked well with this system to a certain extent. Take a game like No More Heroes or Super Mario Galaxy or Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort. Those games worked well for the Nintendo Wii and all that stuff. And they showed that, certain games like Call of Duty and other shooting game platforms and all that stuff could work with motion controls. They showed us different ways. So you have these people that are just closed-minded. They don't want to, go into change. They don't want to better themselves or use a better controller or something like that. They just want to stick with the dual knobs. They just want to play PlayStation 3s. And the main complaints are coming from the people that only own PlayStation 3s and only own Xbox 360s and exclusively played only those two consoles. So they are actually looking at the Wii U. They finally see the HD visuals. It finally got their attention. Oh, Nintendo finally got HD visuals. And now they're bashing the tablet controller. You get what I'm saying? They don't understand what is going on. They never played the Nintendo DS. They never played the Nintendo 3DS. They would know if, you played Mercenaries 3D for the Nintendo 3DS, that the bottom screen is more beneficial than trying to scroll through all of the stuff that's on the D-pad. You get what I'm saying? Like playing a game like I always grab for this game, and it's Resident Evil 5. You know what I'm saying? They had the hubs and all that stuff on the screen as you sit up there trying to choose your weapon in real time and whatnot. But it was hard to try to select each weapon to choose. But, with the gamepad, now that you have that in your hands, just like the Nintendo DS, you just, touch it and bam, it works out for you. So all of these people are just coming in. These are the new DS crowds. That's what I like to call them. The new DS crowds. They never played the Nintendo DS. A lot of people, they bash. I notice a lot of people that mainly bash the handhelds have no clue and no idea of what the Wii U could be capable of. And the main people that never played the Wii and know that the motion controls work well with shooters and certain things are made easier with the motion controls, they have no clue as to what the Wii U is capable of. Now this tablet controller can actually benefit the future of gaming. And what I mean by this is that finally, maybe the competitors could start looking at the ideas of the Wii U tablet controller and implementing it into their own controllers in the future of gaming. As far as the PlayStation 4 will have the tablet controller, and the Xbox 720 having a tablet controller. If all three platforms have the tablet controller as the standard, and yeah, for the crybabies that always don't want innovation, they can still have these on the side, just like the Wii U Pro controller. If we all have the tablet controller as the standard, maybe that will actually help developers, that were on the fence of, I don't know if I want to, do this because it may seem like a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? All these developers are just like on the fence. It feels exactly how the Wii was. And I kind of went off on a tangent and start talking about, how the Wii had great games such as Call of Duty and not New Super Mario Brothers. That's a good game too, but Mario Galaxy and Wii Sports having all of these great controls. But the main problem with the system was that it didn't get enough support from all of the developers because they did not know how to use the motion controls well. They used it mainly for gimmicks. So if all the competitors now, we're in the future, all of the competitors, copying out of each other, maybe they could actually make motion control and the tablet control the standard of the new controller, because right now we are stagnated as far as graphics go. Yeah, you can get super HD TVs and all that stuff, but look how much that will cost, and look how big your television screen has to be. And the little textures and all that stuff will be looking better, like how a PC would look and all that stuff, but who really cares? Who pays attention to, this one has more shadow than this one? You know what I'm saying? People are going to compete with each other. This looks better because it has more shadowy figures and the gloss on his back is just standing up and all that stuff. Right now, we're in the stagnation of graphics, and we're mainly focused on the creativity of how these games will be implemented with the controller. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only way we can advance in the future. It's not just by creating all of these new games and all that stuff. Yeah, we can create new games and all that stuff, but what about changing the way how we play? Instead of just living in the past all this time and just, playing with the two analog sticks and, with the D-pad and the face buttons, all that stuff, maybe we need this evolution to push us further in the future. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We need more creativity. The only reason why the Wii didn't really do really well is because it didn't get enough support, because it had low graphics and all that stuff, and the motion controls worked well. It was just that these developers never really gave it time because it was the only system using the motion controls. So now if all the systems were on the same battlefield and on the same playing field as everybody else and had the tablet controller as a standard, maybe we could get more games and more ideas, and more developers would take out time to create these new games for these new controllers instead of, it's a gimmick and I don't want to deal with it. So with that being said, I hope you guys understand that, the new system may be a DS, a huge DS. In fact, it is. And, I hope you guys just, you know, enjoy whatever gaming system that you have. But just keep an open mind of what the future of gaming has for us, because it's not all about graphics and all about making these different games. It's about how we play the games now. That's all I have to say. With that said, Ken91 out. Peace.